This is a mousepad made out of glass and ceramic, and it's unlike any other mousepad I've tried before. Just look at this thing. It's handmade in the United States and it looks and feels premium as hell. The Rolls Royce of mousepads, you could say. So the mousepad has a tempered glass core and a ceramic coating. This is what it sounds like. It has this nice carbon fiber backing, which is just a sticker with a slight texture, to be clear, and 4 thin grippy feet. Once you put it down, it doesn't go anywhere unless you want it to. I would guess it's about 3mm thick with rounded edges. They don't bother me personally, so that's great. TJ Exclusives was kind enough to send me the Iridium Cerapad, which is freaking enormous. I love it.
Oh, I need a wider lens. There we go.
They come in a lot of different sizes. This one is pretty much 1/2 meter by 1/2 meter. It obviously won't be cheap. Okay, so let's talk about the surface. Of course, the most important part of the whole product. This pad had the longest breaking period I've ever experienced on a mousepad. It took like a couple days to even a week of intense usage for it to be fully broken in. The glide though, I love it. It's pretty damn fast, quite a step up from most cloth pads, but it still has significantly more stopping power than something like a Helios hard pad. It's sort of an in-between, very low static friction but still somewhat controllable. Talking about how it feels, glide on your mouse is super smooth and I don't know, glidey? It sort of feels ice skatey smooth if that makes any sense. Now there is one thing about this. Listen real quick how this mousepad sounds compared to other mousepads. As you might hear, it's pretty loud and doesn't sound super smooth per se. Now that's kind of the weird thing. Hearing that sound when using the mousepad makes it feel way less smooth in my experience. Whereas with headphones on, all that scratchiness seems to disappear and you enter this realm of smoothness and glide which feels so nice. But there are unfortunately some issues that kind of hold the pad back for me. First of all, the stickiness. You have to use either an arm sleeve or a long sleeve t-shirt or hoodie. And then still, the fleshy part of your hand and even your wrist stick to the pad if you just put a little bit too much pressure on it. This basically forced me to adjust my grip and aiming style, which is something I don't like having to do. I have tried using fingerless gloves, which do negate that issue, but I kinda feel like it hinders the flexibility in my fingers. An arm sleeve with a thumb hole like they have on their website might be a good solution. Then there's also the dirtiness. Okay, maybe I'm just a dirty little sweaty gamer causing this thing to be covered in shit. But I shower, okay? I swear. It takes about 3 days for me to notice a layer of filth to cover the surface and affect the glide. I think it's because of the stickiness of the ceramic that causes any and every particle just to be glued onto the surface. It's pretty easy to clean with some Windex or dishwashing liquid, but be prepared to do that on nearly a daily basis. This is not a mousepad for lazy people, like me.
Not sure if you can see the difference on camera, but this is the nasty one and this is the clean one.
Now, luckily the pieces of dirt don't feel as horrible on this pad compared to other hard pads. If you've ever used a hard pad, good chance you know what I'm talking about. When the tiniest speck of dirt gets underneath your mouse feet like on a glorious Helios, it's absolute hell. I'm not kidding, it's really unplayably scratchy and you will be swiping your mousepad and mouse feet like crazy so you can continue playing. It's horrible. On the Cerapad you still do feel it, but you can just ignore it and swipe it clean when the round ends. It's not nearly as bad. Okay, so let's talk about durability. Will it survive if you drop it to the floor? I don't know. Glass pads like the Skypad are known for their durability as they should last a lifetime. People so far have said the same about the Cerapad, but personally I've already gotten some scratches on it. As far as I know, I'm the only one with this problem, so I'm not sure if it's a me problem or a Cerapad problem. Ceramic is known to be extremely hard and shouldn't be able to scratch like this, especially by just using PTFE feet, which is also mind-boggling to me. It might have been pieces of sand stuck under my mouse feet or some diamond particles, I don't fucking know. I can scratch it with my keys if I try, although these are not deep enough in order to feel them. The deeper scratches aren't really noticeable when gliding over it, luckily enough. Again, other people didn't seem to have this problem, but it is something to be aware of. As it's a hard pad, it does eat your mouse feet quicker than cloth pads. I haven't noticed too much wear on my feet yet, but I main like 3 different mice. Scratches aside, I do believe this pad will outlast any traditional cloth pad. Did this pad improve my aim? I'll show some gameplay clips in the background with the Cerapad. To be honest, I didn't really notice any difference in my aiming skills. At the start, it even was a bit harder to aim well with this pad due to the stickiness, although you do get used to it. I ended up setting some nice scores with it, and I really love the mouse feel on it. Apart from aim trainers, I think it's most suited for tracking heavy games like Apex and arena shooters, but even in Valorant it's still very usable. Overall, I feel like this is really a pad for hardcore enthusiasts and people who know exactly what they're looking for. In the end, it has a very nice glide, more stopping power than other hard pads, and a premium feel and price tag. Very cool, but not without its drawbacks. For me personally, it requires a bit too much maintenance, and due to its stickiness, I most likely won't be maining this pad. It is one I'll definitely switch back to once in a while to be able to experience this incredible glide again. They also just released another Cerapad with a different ceramic surface, the Cerapad Kin, which should stick way less and be more controllable. Looks very interesting as well. Links are in the description.